Happy Thanksgiving! This is the thank you stream. It's just another day in the East Atlanta 6. So I'm grateful for y'all, but it's just another day. Nothing big is happening. No, there's no rituals happening right now. This stream is just going to be me kind of going over my thoughts on what's going on. Really no plan. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody and hang out with the chat room. My friend Christopher over at AMTV told me that I should just kick it on stream and talk. He does that a lot. So I was like, okay, usually I got to have something massive, something planned out, something massive, which I do. I mean, I do have a lot of massive thoughts. Got some books. Very excited to read Colin Wilson's The Occult. He's an existentialist. Just finished Closer Encounters. Whoa. Look, I mean, I researched it. I highlighted, took notes. You could see the green ones, but the other ones were highlighted. I mean, I'll go over some of that information because that was a fun read. And I think this might be the next big read, Cataclysm. I'm sort of getting into the old world and the catastrophes that happen. And then Charles Fort, obviously, the Fortean phenomenon. I did find this book at the used bookstore, the Washington Confidential. Oh my goodness, it said the N-word. It's an older book, but it goes into like true stories. And I guess there's 3 different books, but this one's about Washington, D.C. and all the crazy scandals. And the reason I got it was because there's a chapter in it about one of these Jesuit towns. I don't know where it is. And then I got Thanosis as well. So very, very fun. Hey, Coffee Girl up in the chat. Janet says, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. No one's mentioning Pegasus. Well, we're going to mention it. Oh my goodness, Jacob Israel up in the chat. Jacob Israel and I did a stream last week. It's been a week. It's been like 1 week. Wow. And he said something was going to happen because of the grimace at McDonald's. And something did happen. We had that tragedy happen over there in Washington with the National Guard. I could just go to the news and show y'all on the fly what the news is showing us. So this suspect right here, he was just like, I don't know, the pictures were weird. Thanksgiving terror, DC shaken. All right, let's get into the news. I guess we can break down that a little bit. I haven't really looked at it because I've been so deep dived in the Closer Encounter book, which there was this chapter. I just released the new edition, part 5, on the documentary I'm making, which you can watch the 5-part series over on the member section. But it went into stuff that Jordan Maxwell talked about the Elohim. And he said Elohim correctly, Jordan Maxwell, so I gave him a listen. Happy Thanksgiving, Low-Key. We got Low-Key up in the building. This video is going to just be for the OGs up in here because it's just a picture. It says fake, so it's just going to be people that are awesome. not one of them viral sensational videos. I'll make that later. I'll make a viral sensational clickbait video later. But in this book, it goes over the different gods, and Elohim being plural. And El is God, right? El. And I didn't know it derived from Elu, which means shining, the shining ones. And even the Hindus, the Devas, they're called the shining ones as well. I thought that was interesting because you got that movie, The Shining, and I didn't even know that it meant shining ones, the shining ones. Wow. And then you have the movie The Shining by Stanley Kubrick, who the famous poster is him with the axe or hatchet, but let's say it's an axe. An axe is a god as well. It's Neter in ancient Egyptian. That's why an axe is very symbolic. So the shining and the axe, I bet you something's there. And then she got the Sampaku. You know, I'm obsessed with the Sampaku. Even on this thumbnail, I have the Sampaku eyes. They're distressed Sampaku eyes, so I must be stressed out. Happy Thanksgiving, Betty Vezos. Happy Turkey Day. Dang, we got a lot of happy people who seem to really like Thanksgiving. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm very excited to watch Stranger Things. Has anybody watched the new Stranger Things? That just came out. Stranger Things. Oh my goodness. Look, if you go to Google and write Stranger Things, this pops up. What the heck? What? All right. The ritual has begun. Oh my gosh, we're in the underworld. We went through a hyperdimensional portal into the underworld. So there is these hyperdimensional portals, and we know them as the Devil's Trapezium or the Bermuda Triangle, which is actually a trapezoid. But it used to be called something else. And Charles Fort, he wrote about it, about the Bermuda Triangle, how you got these different aircrafts in boats go through this vortex dimensional portal and disappear or end up getting to their location quicker. What the heck? The Twilight Zone has that Flight 33 Odyssey. But so these underworlds, like in Stranger Things, which is based off of a lot of true stuff, like, yes, someone says soft disclosure. They are talking about MK Ultra, and even the freaking star of it, the old man with the white hair, that's the exact replica imitating the guy who was running MK Ultra, like that project. Like they look the exact same. They're basing it off of real events. And the girl's name's Elle too. So this is another thing that I learned in Closer Encounters is Elle is God or the shiny one. And then you got Babel, right? Like Babylon. Well, Bab, you could bring that word back to gateway, doorway, or portal. And that's what like these hyperdimensional portals are, right? Going into the underworld. So Babel, right? It's like a doorway to the gods or the shiny ones, Babylon. And like you even got a lot of like Babylon gates and all that. So these are like gate portals opening up. I bet you they've opened up the underworld. I'm excited to watch that show though. Yeah, trapezoid chimpanzee. What's up? 247? I can't do a kick flip, but I can do a heel flip. Or used to be able to. Devlin, you should not have sent a super chat. Now I gotta feed that kitty cat. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. You big supporter. I even got the cat. Cat, come here, cat. Devlin, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Much love from Sudbury, Ontario, Canada. And happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends. Also, Dona Fida. Oh, that we love that. We appreciate that. That is very kind of you. Shout out to Canada. So these hyperdimensional portals, these gateways, is a big part of the alien disclosures. This alien disclosure is one of the biggest topics right now with these Joe Rogan podcasts and these new documentaries coming out. And the freaking government telling us that we're having closer encounters of the first kind. But that is to shy away from the close encounters of the fourth kind, which are the abductions. But this has everything to do with portals. And so a hyperdimensional portal, like we see at the Bermuda Triangle, that's one in the ocean. But then you have hyperdimensional portals like at Skinwalker Ranch, which would be on ground. And Skinwalker is like this trickster, sort of like Juggalo is like a clown, like a trickster. You know, it's an archetype. Just like Gucci Man is an archetype of his own. They gotta update the archetypes and put a Gucci Man archetype up in there because that's an archetype that's newly created. So the hyperdimensional portals on land would be something like Skinwalker Ranch that the billionaire Bigelow bought, who's invested into the UFO stuff and whatnot. But that's just one little thing. Think about the ocean. There's 80% of the ocean or something. We don't even know what's in it. What the heck's in it? And all the reports of UFOs are coming in and out of the ocean. But this is the crazy thing, that we could tie back to the plague and the Black Death in the 1550 or something like that. Before it happened, there was celestial events happening in the sky, which were like UFO stuff happening. And they saw a freaking dragon in the sky and it went into the ocean. And then everybody got sick. And the Black Death and a regression in society before the Renaissance. And this hyperdimensional portal is very interesting because there's so much ocean and very little land. So Bigfoot encounters, people have recorded these encounters on some sort of recording device, like a camera, and they would forensically listen to it. And they're like, yo, this sounds like it's coming through like a vortex or something, like a portal. So Bigfoot is moving in and out of portals. So that there's so much ocean that there'd be more portals in the ocean. You know, maybe that's why Ghislaine Maxwell and so many people are so obsessed, in these billionaires, with going into submersibles and exploring the ocean. So we get things like octopuses that scientists are saying are from the future, or they're from Europa on Jupiter's moon. So there could be an even bigger octopus that's really controlling and pulling the strings with the octopus. Octopus is 10, octo. No, it's 8, not 10. See, that's where I'm brainwashed. We think of October, we think 10, but it's really 8. And November is 9, November. And we're in November, and now it's 11. It's Thanksgiving. It's 11/27. So it makes more sense that these octopuses went through a hyperdimensional portal rather than coming from Europa's icy moons of Jupiter. Now that's a big story. And somebody sent 5 gifts. Oh my goodness, Devlin, you are so kind. Let me feed that kitty cat 5 times. He gave 5 memberships. So I believe what you can do is whoever first come, first serve can grab these memberships, and you can watch the new documentary that we just put out. A 5-part series. The new one just was released. That's very sweet of you, Devlin. We appreciate that. That's very tight. Toy. That's nice. And the kitty cat's very happy. Very, very happy. So octopuses are freaking crazy because the genetic code of an octopus makes no sense in the evolution of what they come from. I forget what they're called. Celopods or something like that. It makes no sense. And they're very smart. They're wicked smart. They're so wicked smart that they could even predict the future with like a 70% accuracy. They did these studies with this octopus who was 2 years old and died, but it was able to predict Super Bowls of soccer. That's crazy. And they're get bored and they can play. Plus they got hands where they can build stuff. They build utensils, and they also aren't individuals in a sense that they actually do have like pack rat mentality of groups where there'll be octopus meetings. The octopus will meet with each other to go fight with sharks, and they will even recruit fish to fight the sharks. And if the fish don't partake in it, they slap it with their tentacles to make sure that they will go fight the sharks. That's freaking crazy. And each one of the tentacles, it's its own brain. And they get bored and they know people. So if it doesn't like somebody, it'll like splash some of their ink on them. Or if they don't like what was served to them, they will pick it up when someone's looking at their tank and throw it away. So they're very picky. So these are the Illuminati octopuses. And, I covered the Illuminati dolphins, the Russian agents of the kitty cats, and the owl. And there's a similarity to the Illuminati owl, like the Kappa Minerva, the Minerva cap. That's a symbol of the Illuminati, is the owl. We even see that same owl at Bohemian Grove. The owl can camouflage just like the octopus. The octopus is way more advanced in its camouflage capabilities. It's way more wicked smart. The owl and the octopus and the mantises, they're all these trickster archetypes in a sense where they can camouflage. But the thing with a chameleon and an octopus is that a chameleon, it takes forever for it to change its genetic code, in a sense, to change its skin to blend in. The octopus does it pretty instantaneously. So it's way more advanced. And so the Simpsons show the octopus aliens. We've seen the octopus aliens. And this is the big thing, is that The Economist magazine told us the importance of the octopus aliens. And so did Ian Fleming. 007, James Bond, Ian Fleming wrote Octopussy. That movie is freaking awesome too, that 007. And 007 is the two-ball cane, and it goes all the way back to John Dee. So the occult, secret society, symbolism, it's all quite fascinating. And it's all intertwined with this UFO alien shit. And so this book, I highly recommend it. It's very good. That's where I'm getting all this information from. I freaking studied it. And I underlined it. And I mean, it's way more advanced than my little peon brain can handle. So it took me like 3 months to read and research and review. But it's quite fascinating. And these portals, if there are a lot of them in the ocean, then why wouldn't octopuses go through it? But even man, there's something called a Bogue-Scott man, right? And giant skeletons that the Smithsonian are covering up. They don't want you to know about the giants. And the giants are in all the religious stuff too, right? You got all them giants, you know? And yeah, shout out to Ian Fleming. He's the guy who wrote 007. And he talked about Spectra, which is the octopus, right? That was the Illuminati controlling both factions of each side and having them fight each other. And that's kind of what be going on. Yes, very interesting. Ian Fleming also knows about this insider information because he moved Martin Bormann, this top national socialist, right? He was on the secret mission to move these top national socialists. So we got Operation Paperclip, where Werner von Braun and all the top NASA, right, rocket scientists came to America to work on that program. But they also went all over the Middle East, Egypt. They were connected to the Palestinian liberation movement as well at that time. And they also went to Brazil. You got the Boys of Brazil about clones and genetically cloning Adolf. So this all ties in together. The time travel, the UFOs, and also eugenics, because eugenics, they got that idea of, breeding, which is quite interesting. Julian Huxley, I believe, was part of the top society of eugenics. But in the news, they got this thing on like the babies. Have you seen this? The fertility that screens embryos to predict height, intelligence. Disease sparks debate with great genes campaign. This is all connected right now. Like the great genes, Sydney Sweeney's wonderful genes, and Kendrick Lamar's bell-bottom jeans, and the freaking Super Bowl being at the Levi Jeans Stadium. It is some sort of ritual with this. These babies have great genes. In the show Pluribus that comes out about the aliens send a message on a new code to put into the humans, right? And they do, and they all change. Well, this is the crazy thing, is that probably happened to us because it makes no sense. So the HAR1 code that you see here, it takes about a frickin', I don't know, like 150 million years for this to change one letter in the sequence. 150 million years. And it changed 18 letters in just 6 million years. Nobody knows how. It seems the only possibility would be that there was some CRISPR type laboratory that did that to us in the human species. And then you got this code, the ARHGAP11B. This one's crazy because of the duplication factor. And we're only able to know about this because of the new technologies that we have today with CRISPR and all that, where you see these babies having these fantastic genes. What happened with this is that we had this in us, it was removed and then put back into us. That's crazy. That's crazy. So we got about 400, 500 people up in here. I'm just hanging out with the chat. So I'm just kicking it with y'all. There's no real motivation to you know. Okay, shut up about giants. Nobody is supposed to know about them. Okay, we won't talk about the giants. But we could keep talking about the giants. Let me see if I got some images of some giants. Okay, another interesting thing in this book was when it talked about the frickin' plague, right? We just had a plague in like 2020, right? And it changed everything and it made everybody move into different religious institutions. That's where everybody hugged onto later, which is already known to happen because of many people have studied, like Henry Kissinger and others have studied the dude, forget his name, but he said that was going to happen. So there's a psychological factor that is going on to big events that happen. And so during the plague, it talks about this blue mist, right? Like, remember when all that fog was happening? There was the weird fog. It kind of goes into the blue fog and how during the plague, people would breathe out a blue mist, and then the roofs of the frickin' homes they were in would have all this blue frickin' residue. And I thought that was quite interesting because we just lived through this same type of event. And then once it ended, it was a 2-year ritual. Then all the focus went on to scapegoating groups of people. Let's blame all these people. And now everybody has identity politics and as everyone's at each other's necks. It's all pretty much planned out, it seems like. And it seems like it's planned out through the AI. I think that the lockdowns, they have the AI technology and then they open it up. But the UFO thing is all interconnected with it. Like on March 13th, that's when the Phoenix Lights happened here in Phoenix, where I'm at. That's the exact same date that President Trump declared a national emergency. So there's this connection to these dates, and usually they connect with whatever corporation is working. Like a lot of moon missions are dedicated to the third realm. So they'll pick Adolf's birthday and stuff like that to do different moon missions. So different dates are important for the ritual to dedicate it to people that are working within this society. And the craziest thing is this aristocratic society called the Thule Society, which is the Atlantis Society, and how important the ATL, the Atlantis, is, especially for these occult groups that financed the rise of the third realm with people like J.P. Morgan, and this is all connected to the Titanic, and Tesla, Akashic, Vril Energy, which is connected to these UFO crafts. So the UFO crafts, they can go all these different directions and end up here and end up there because they're using this 0-point energy technology, which is a event horizon like a black hole. And around the spacecraft that Charles Fort wrote about in like 1919, he spoke about these things falling in like a plate falling into water decades before Kenneth Arnold talked about it. So Charles Fort, he was on to it way before what we're seeing now. But these stories of the UFOs have been around for a while. But the manipulation of our genetic code is what gives us this different cerebral cortex, which gives us consciousness and language and memory and thought and awareness and perception and all that good stuff. So I wanted to show the Boescott man. This guy is crazy. The Boescott man. I don't have it all pulled up because this episode is different. This episode, I'm just kicking it. Let me know if you like this kind of episode. Christopher said it's going to do good. Just go and talk your thoughts out. And I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to do that. I got to have something planned out. It's got to be all planned out. And I guess I'm doing it. So let me know. Be like, yo, I like this video. Or yo, never do this shit again. So here's that blue fog mist that I was talking about. Just thought that was some cool imagery. Chan is doing good. He's just kicking it. Let me see if I can bring up the Boescott man. You know what? I'll see if I can upload my new documentary. I won't play it because that's for members only, but I can cut through it. Final chapter, the Wi-Fi Mantis Overlords. Yeah, that's all you're going to get. Still working on it, but look at that Wi-Fi Mantis. So I had a vision or a dream or something about the Mantoid aliens where they visited me, and there was 3 of them. I say it was a dream, but I didn't remember this dream till like 2-3 years later when I got sober, and I was like, oh my goodness. So I've talked about it and dabbled into the mantis aliens throughout my journey, just like I talk about the dolphins, but I also talk about these mantoids. And I've been on this journey to learn more about the mantoid aliens, and that was the main reason for me to pick up the book and read it, because it does go into it. I should do a call-in show. Yeah, I can do a call-in show low key. Everybody go subscribe to Low Key. We just got a bunch of super chats. Thank you. Matt D. Guyer 5870, $2 super chat, says, love your content, bro nut. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Let's feed that kitty cat. Oh, I got to show your comment. My bad. Thank you. And Devlin sent another $5 super chat. Oh my goodness. I love this. It feels like more of a conversation. Okay, cool. I'll keep it up. Thank you, Devlin. Devlin, stop sending super chats, okay? You're kind. You're so kind. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Kitty cat. Let's pet the kitty cat. Good Chan. Let's send him off into his UFO. Okay, so the Boescott man, that's what I wanted to show y'all. So this is the new documentary. It is going to offend everybody. I mean, it goes into all the different religions and all that, so you're going to be offended by watching it. So don't watch it. Don't watch it. I'm just going to try to find the Boescott man. And then you know what? The Boescott man. Here, let me remove this and see if I can find it. Boescott man. Boescott man. Boescott man. This one's crazy right here about the giants. Here's an October 3rd, 1892 New York Times article of giants. Freaking giants. Let's see. I just want to get a picture of the Boescott. Okay, I can't find a picture of the Boescott here, but I'm gonna play a part. You know, it's funny because the AI did not let me make videos about this. It would not allow it. It was like, no, we can't do that. And it had to confirm. It said, we can only do this if you admit it's fake. I swear, I was working with the Chat GPT. I used the Chat GPT to make a prompt, and then I put it into the video editing AI to make all this cool AI videos that y'all see. And I explained in this book, it was talking about these Grim Reaper sites were spraying blue mist. And it said that it could not replicate it unless I admit pretty much that this isn't real. Isn't that freaking weird? So I'll play that clip real quick. But after I show you the Bo-Scott man. Bo-Scott man, because I keep saying it, because it's a fun thing to say. Bo-Scott man. Bo-Scott man. Bo-Scott. I say hip hop, a Bo-Scott. A hibbity hoop pop pop big the boo boo. I say the hip hop hibbity the hip hop. You don't stop. Bark walk baby do the boogie bag bag boogie the bee. Now what you hear is not a test. It's the Bo-Scott man. You see, said me the crew. So that's the Bo-Scott man right there. So Cro-Magnon man had sex with a futuristic human and created the Bo-Scott man right here. Look at that skull. So that skull shows the cerebral cortex being about 50 times the size of a human skull. The Bo-Scott man is an atomically modern human fossil of the Middle Stone, discovered in 1913 in South Africa. The fossil was first described as Homo capensis and considered a separate human species by Broom, 1918. But by the 1970s, this Boscopoid type was widely recognized as a representative of the modern Caucasian population. That's what they want you to believe. Bo-Scott mans have usually large cranial capacities. Oh, so there is a picture right there. Look at that. So this stuff is fascinating me most recently. This is like my big fascination right now. I never got into this stuff. I think it's just because I'm getting older, and now I think that stuff is interesting. I don't know. So I'll play a clip. This is kind of controversial. I don't even know if I should play it because the AI said I couldn't even make this imagery. But I thought this was one of the most fascinating parts was the blue mist. The blue mist part. And it's towards the end. Right here. Moved upwards, hover over a town. Objects worst of all plagues, carried by rodents. There are many accounts of the plague breaking out during these years in places where there was no rodent infestation. And also during the summer months, the plague also seemed to suddenly strike isolated areas, which had no contact with other regions that were already afflicted. William Bramley took a closer look. Eyewitness reports, phenomena, first before the plague. Strange and intensely bright lights were seen, comets. These objects moved upwards, hover over a town. Objects flew back and forth between Whitehall and St. James just before the plague broke out in London. Thick mist would appear in connection with these luminous, foul-smelling mist biowarfare device. Strange men garbed in black were seen in connection with these lights and these myths. The plague would promptly break out in an area after these terrifying men were sighted reaping the local wheat fields without actually cutting any oats, spraying the fields with those devices. The men appeared to have masks, gas masks, go door to door with their scythe-shaped devices, perhaps spreading the plague from household to household, became the basis for the European folk symbol of the Grim Reaper. Victims who died of the plague would exhale a blue mist. Blue mist would be seen collecting toward the ceilings of tall rooms, Whoa, wasn't that crazy? Yeah, I'm just reading the book, as you can see. This isn't my thoughts. I'm not that smart to put that together. But yeah, you could go watch that if you want to thanks give to your boy Donut, which is me. There's plenty of different me's. I got the donut me. I got the Alex me. I got the young youth me in my head that likes to listen to Young Jock. I only like the one song. It's going down. And then there's the sergeant me. And I was in therapy and I was learning about this about 8 years ago in my second year of sobriety. And then into integrating all these aspects of myself harmoniously with one another. And it's been a journey doing that. And that's why I kind of want to learn about the archetypes, like the Gucci Man archetypes, the Slipknot archetypes. I bet you each Slipknot character is an archetype. I've never studied the band. I did buy their first album when it came out. I was in 6th grade. I bought that album because remember when you could go buy CDs at wherever Tower Goodies or whatever the place is called, and they were $20 to buy an album. But then if you just waited a month, they would be all used. And you could buy used albums for $5. That was so much fun. You need to check out Mushroom Head. I never really listened to them, but I'll check them out. I know they went on tour with ICP back in the day. Sam Goodies. You can find me at Sam Goody Hee Hee or something like that. That was that rap by Wyclef Jean. Wyclef Jean? Oh. Shout out to Cleveland. Yeah, Slipknot has a song called Gematria, Killing in the Name of. Wow. Those effing Jesuits. Hi, from chemtrail to Death, Arizona. Yeah, I'm in Arizona. These trails are all over the place. I'm not the only YouTuber in effing Jesuits town. Well, the funny thing is that YouTube's birthday is the birthday of the Jesuits. That's interesting. This world is like an RPG game where most people only focus on one part of the stats and not really want to get more experience in mana, stamina, wisdom. Most focus on self. Now, this is the thing with the AI, right? It's artificial and it's intelligence. It's not wisdom, it's intelligence, So there's a big difference between wisdom and knowledge. Society is full of knowledge. You could just Google it. But the wisdom, there's a huge lack of wisdom. Sony D says YouTube. If it was, the number one show is Candace Owens. So Candace Owens show. Right there was a contradiction that'll break your brain. Artificial intelligence is nothing but programs controlling other programming to make it look more intelligent than human. This world is turning into a dystopia idiocracy. Candace Owens is hot. This is my theory. Candace Owens very upset because she married that guy that is same-sex attracted. So she's frustrated because she only gets to have a baby once every year. So that's probably the only time she's getting intimate, and that's why she's so upset. But I agree, she She looked good. Jokes. I kid. Bro, I wish I could help her take out some of that frustration. Oh my goodness. This is going to be coming to Thanksgiving stream. This is the Thanksgiving stream. So what else is in the news? Let's go through some of the slides that I did not prepare. We got The Shining. Okay, so this is crazy right here. This is the Vimana. The Vimana, in ancient Sanskrit text, very fascinating. It's a freaking UFO, but it also carried weaponry that was like a nuclear blast. And even Oppenheimer thought this was evidence of nuclear atomic blast of antiquity. So I thought that was quite fascinating. I want to drop this documentary though on y'all. Drop it on y'all. Pluribus is a pretty good show. I'm liking it. We talked about the genetic code and these baby startups where you can click how you want your baby. I want its IQ to be a little low. I'll click the autism. Let's get the autism up a little higher. I didn't read this. I'm just crazy. That's the picture of Alexandria, the burning of Alexandria, the library there. There's the Bo Scott man. Okay, so these UFO events go back in time to all the religious stuff, and that's what this section, the book, goes over. That's why I warn everybody they're all going to get offended if you watch it, so don't watch it. But it goes over all the different accounts of UFOs, like some ancient alien stuff, right? With the different religions. And it goes into all of them. So everyone's going to get offended about these different clouds in the sky. And then Justinian, this emperor of Rome, he saw a UFO of a cross flying above him. So right there, and then this is right before the plague. So it's all correlated. So he saw this cross UFO, and then they got rid of the Gnostic cults, Council of Nicaea kind of stuff. I might be saying some of this wrong, but he saw a freaking UFO, and then they ushered in the medieval times, and they burnt the freaking Library of Alexandria, and they took this lady, Hypatia, this guy Sorel, who was like the king at that time. I don't know. I'm learning about it. And they just pretty much just October 7th her. It was pretty sad. A film, yeah. So I don't know. This history stuff's crazy. The history is freaking weird because it's dark. They do some weird stuff, and everyone is controlled by their belief systems, and it kind of goes into that kind of what I've been saying about belief systems, how belief systems are so much different than brainwashing, that a placebo effect is known to work. And if you have a belief system, you can be controlled by that belief system to join the mob and go do whatever it is. And that belief system is controlled by a sigil or a symbol. So you have a favorite band or a record label, they have like a symbol, like the Grateful Dead bear or something like that. And that is programmed into your autonomic nervous system. especially if you use these belief-changing, mind-altering psychedelics. And I think in a lot of ways, the music that we were given is a replacement for religion in a lot of ways, because we live in a different time. And the music that we're given tells us the belief systems to believe, right? What is important, Homo economicus, and power, and all that, all of that that's in music, especially rap music. And then you get pushed a mind-altering chemical like the Grateful Dead was pushing LSD or whatever like that. And now you're resetting your autonomic nervous system, listening to this music, being part of this new community or cult. And that symbol becomes a symbol of worship in a sense in the belief system and structure, and can manipulate people. And just that is like a lot of the different cults all throughout history. What am I talking about? All right. Plus Monkey says, the illusion, shout out to the illusion of separation. How we create cultures and microcultures so distance ourselves from one another. They steal Jesus' idea. Got to balance. Genesis 128. Oh, happy you brought up the 128 code. There's a huge 128 code connection that I found that's connected to the Super Bowl 1984 and Apple computers. Apple computers. So there's this Apple computer called the Macintosh 128K. Right there's that 128 computer. The freaking computer, this Macintosh computer is called the 128 computer. It's the Macintosh 128K. And during the Super Bowl, they had a 1984 commercial of this 128 computer. Ooh, one of my friends is calling me. I'm going to tell him I'll call you back. This is the 1984 commercial of 1984, and it was for the Super Bowl, January 24th. They introduced how Macintosh computers are not going to be like 1984, but you are in 1984, a total 1984 double speak. On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you will see why 1984 won't be like 1984. And then they show the rainbow bite of the apple. Now, Apple took over the Super Bowl. Super Bowl has been taken over by Apple. It was Pepsi Co. that put on these rituals. And this is the color coding that I've been looking at. The Apple color coding, you see how it looks like 3D glasses? That is something I got to look into, this symbol right here, because you put the two apples together, right there's Lam. It's the alien head, the gray-headed alien. But I gotta mess with this. Billie Eilish's brother made the intro to the new Apple TV logo. So I'm guessing Billie Eilish will be, this is my prediction, Billie Eilish will be at the Super Bowl. It's my prediction, but my predictions are usually wrong when it comes to Super Bowl celebrities to perform. But I'm throwing that out there anyway. And so I think there's a connection, because this halftime show ritual at the Gene Stadium. Oh my goodness. Like my thesis and my hypothesis of the Super Bowl, no one else is talking about it. I'm pretty much the only one So it's pretty original thesis, just taking all the stuff I learned about the technocratic agenda and the singularity and how there are sex magic rituals. And so when the Weeknd was performing his sex magic ritual during the lockdowns, it was all men, same-sex attracted ritual. So there was no fruition, there was no baby, because this goes back to these Ishtar fertility rites. And then later on, they had the baby with Rihanna. And then something strange happened. All these rituals from the weekend of the lockdown all the way up to Rihanna, they were all red and white, which is the red and white blood cells or something. And Kendrick Lamar was singing about his DNA, I got loyalty inside my DNA song. And they introduced the blue. So it's been red, white, and blue. Has nothing to do with America, or maybe it does. I don't know. But I believe that's the blue blood cells creating the new Homo sapien. Kind of goes along the lines what we're talking about with the show Pluribus and all the different stuff we've been showing. That's what the ritual is about the genes. And it's going to be freaking at the Gene Stadium, Levi Gene Stadium. And I know that they're not messing with me because this is a very small channel. And it's the superb owl. It's the Super Bowl, which goes into the owl, which is like the octopus, how they could camouflage, or the mantis. And it's called a 128 computer. And the Super Bowl logo is the bridge. So we've been connecting the 128 to like a San Francisco bridge collapse type ritual. So this came out. Did the giant heads of Easter Island once walk? Scholars have long debated how the massive stone figures of Rapa Nui got to where they stand today. A new study, see, no one knows. Nobody can explain anything. That's kind of crazy. It'd be cool to check those out. I don't know if there's anything to do on that island though, except for look at those things, and you look at them, then you probably get bored, and then you go ride a horse, ride an Illuminati horse. You know about the Illuminati horses? That blue drip, drip, drip. Okay, what do I got here? What am I looking at? Okay, bird brain scheme. Putin scientists launched chilling squadron of remote-controlled spy pigeons fitted with brain implants. That's like the birds ain't real? These are real birds with brain implants. I mean, is that a dolphin? A combat dolphin trained by the Soviet era to patrol the seas. Now, see, the dolphin is very connected to the alien stuff, which y'all already know. But if you're new to it, I'll let you know. What does this person say? Word hockey poet, what up? He says, Candace's crusade for justice has been showing loyalty in her DNA, and she looks so much like Rihanna. Maybe that's like an opposing polarity. So the dolphins, their brain size, there's a Hawaiian dolphin. Their brain size are very similar, even though a little bit bigger than the human brain size. This is why John C. Lilly research was funded by the government. So they would communicate with these dolphins through telekinetic, whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. telekinesis. Telekinesis. They would speak to the dolphins in a tank. What is it freaking called? The same thing in Stranger Things. The tank. They go in the tank. L. So they would communicate with the dolphins telekinetically, keeping them on these different types of mind-altering chemicals, teaching them how to speak English, and also becoming physical with such dolphins. And the reason for it, according to John C. Lillian, the introduction to one of his books, he said that they wanted to speak to the whales. And the whales would send the message from the dolphins to Atlantis in the ocean. And learning more about these occult societies like the Thule Society that funded and created Adolf in the Third Realm to destroy Germany, their society is called the Atlantis Society. So the Atlantis stuff is super important. Even the Bermuda Triangle was considered Atlantis by Casey, I believe. I don't think it was Steiner. I think it was Casey. But they also think that it is in Antarctica. So you got the New Schwabenland and all that. Oh my goodness. And so Atlantis plays a huge role in this alien stuff. So hearing that from that book, it's like connecting more dots now with the Martian brains. Well, I say Martian brains because Mars Attacks, if you look at Mars Attacks brain and a dolphin brain, they look similar. Fergus Bruce just reposted the stream. Thank you. I move through topics very quickly. Yes. And, I don't really have anything planned. This is just for me to hang out with y'all. And if y'all like these streams where I'm just kicking it and talking, let me know and I'll keep doing them. But if you don't like them, I'm not going to do them. Woohoo! Echo the dolphin. Dagon, dragon, semen, seed. Kaba, Allah, Kabbalah. Nope. Atlantis is the entire Earth. We live in a three-ring circus, like a dartboard. When all are one, Atlantis is born. Oh, thanks for hanging. Thank you for hanging. Only stream with Donut is a great stream. Any stream with Donut. Thank you, Devlin. Devlin, you the best. You guys want me to play a clip of the Mantis presentation that I worked so hard on? Hard on. Put a 1 in the chat and I'll play a clip of it. I got to find what clip to play. Or if there's a topic you want me to talk about, I'll talk about it. Okay, we got 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We got a lot of 1s, no 2s. So, okay, what I'll play is the clip of what I was sort of talking about, but it'll explain it much better. Yeah, this is pretty freaking nuts. Okay, here we go. The sensational news story that Nikola Tesla had received radio signals from Mars. So were we genetically engineered? With recent inventions such as CRISPR, scientists are able to detect indications of the use of comparable technology to produce the evolutionary leap that differentiated humans from ape-like hominins. PAR1 is a genetic coding sequence which remained stable over 10 of millions of years. This is the part of our genome that used to be referred to as junk DNA. HAR1 plays a key role in the development of the cerebral cortex. Before this sudden 18-letter mutation, which differentiated humans from their common ancestors, the average rate of mutation of HAR1 was 1 letter in the genetic sequence every 150 million years. How then was it possible for 18 letters to change in about 6 million years? Geneticists don't know. Evolutionary biologists who have studied. Yeah, it gets nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy video. Crazy video. Let's see if there's any breaking news. How about that? Oh, this is pretty big news that it's being underreported because it's exposing a lot of these podcasters who get a ton of likes and the ratios on their side. Well, the ratios from Pakistan. We just got another super chat. Thank you. We got Jay Gone 7145 with the $2 super chat. Gonna feed that kitty cat. Says, appreciate your content, brother. Happy tea day. Happy turkey day to you too. Jay Gons. Appreciate that. The cat appreciates it as well. So this was big breaking news. You got all these accounts that say America first, or American Republicans, or Republicans against Trump, or Democrats in America, or you just got all these things of people posing like they're in America. And now X rolls out the location tool. And these are top influencers. I mean, hundreds of thousand, million subscribers, social engineering through the algorithms. And that's another thing. Why did the algorithms promote these accounts? I can't get more than 50 new subscribers on Twitter or Instagram or anywhere, really. It just stays stagnant. But all these other accounts that are putting in ideas, social engineering, the ratio, that's what the ratio is. And it's all foreign accounts, foreign bots, foreign different things, trying to manipulate policy in America. And that's why this is not being talked about a lot. We got Mystery Babylon Clint up in the house, Donut in his house. It's Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, I like that, Fred Fury. So this is pretty big news. Huge news. Which, you know, it's not going to get talked about much. But it is like this account right here, Torah Judaism. I see this as a Jew. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Torah Judaism, that's nice. And then you go to the account and it's just bashing on the Hebrews. And it turns out they're in the Philippines. So this is just one example. I mean, there's tons. There was even one saying that Homeland Security is based in Israel as well. I don't know if that one's true or not. I didn't look much into it. Here's JD Vance with my brother. Yes, he looks just like me. That's because that's my clone. Here, I'll show you. Y'all don't believe that we're clones? How do I do the double? That's not it. That's me. That's Adam Sandler, bro. Like, that's freaking Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is playing the Saudi Crown Prince. Y'all didn't know that? Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. We got another super chat. Jess a mess says, can you please look into Fortnite and how the past seasons have been lining up with the world stage? Please. Maybe I'm just crazy though. Thank you so much, Jess a mess. I don't think that you're crazy. I think you're onto something there. I will show everyone the stain on JD Vance nipple, and then we will look into that. I think you're onto something. I also think that, when you're trying to watch your Amazon Prime and they have that like Tubi kind of thing, I think that's also showing predictive programming of something to happen. And with this, what's it called? Fortnite? Fortnite is like super popular. So something like as big as Fortnite would definitely have messaging in it. Now, let's look and see. I've never played it, but my friend, she used to play it and she really liked it. This one looks fun that they do the Simpsons. Okay, so here's Fortnite. This came out a day ago, the final chapter. Let's look through it and see if we can find some occult programming. All right, here we go. Let's make it full screen. 1 million views. 1 million views. I'm excited to watch Stranger Things. I'm going to watch that tonight. So it starts off with the purple stone. I've never played the game, but I know they blast each other. And it's like a game that a ton of people play all over the world together. That looks like an Illuminati worm. So I skipped through it like this for copyright. It's Godzilla! It's Gojira! I told y'all to look out for Gojira. I was making the AI videos of Gojira taking over the LA Kings protest, and I never had so much backlash. I even took the videos down. And I was just trying to warn people about you're not going to know the difference between reality and fiction. Through, people just don't want to know the truth. They want to be sold their fantasies. So I just delete it because I'm not trying to get that smoke. I ain't trying to get that heat. I do this because this is interesting stuff to me. It's King Kong. Sometimes I feel like, Gojira is from Japan, right? And King Kong, isn't he from America? I don't know. I look at things like that. Oh, look, you got TIE fighters. So you got some Star Wars. Oh God, he's Homer Simpson. Oh, Homie. Is that a donut? Oh my gosh. I'm so happy that we're playing this. Yes. Let me screenshot that. That's incredible. I'm gonna get that tattooed on me. That is so cool. I don't have any tattoos. I wanted to get a tattoo, and I never got one. All right, I didn't see anything. Did y'all see something? Y'all probably saw something way before me. I didn't see nothing. But there was probably a lot into that. Clint ain't got a tattoo either. That was the donut symbolism. Yes. Peace and love, Miss Kita. 1111. 243 thumbs up. Wow. Tattoos are gay. I thought it said tacos are gay. Jordan Maxwell referred to tattoos as spiritual branding. Yeah, that was an interesting take. I did see that too. That was interesting when he said that. I heard that back like in 2012. And I was like, interesting. Thank you, Kimberly. Let's all give a claps to Kimberly, always holding it down. We appreciate you. 128 Samurai. Tacos are gay too. All right, let's go see if there's some breaking news happening. I heard that freaking Netflix shut down, kind of like when the Squid Games was playing. So you got this guy, the National Guard thing, 500 more troops deployed. I'm just going to pull up some of these articles. Looks like Pete Hegseth is in the new South Park. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show y'all a clip of the new Hunger's game. They got some Knights of Malta Hunger game going on. The Hunger Games. So the Hunger Games, a week ago, they released their new trailer. This one right here, Sunrise on the Reaping. And check this out. Check out the symbolism. This broad, she's wearing a Knights of Malta badge. And this is super important because Joe Biden had Lady Gaga dress up like this woman for his inauguration with Tom Hanks. You see her Knights of Malta badge right there on the right. And then they got this like community hippie. It looks like a hippie community, but they're going to go try to take each other out. This is the Hunger Games. I tried to count how many. I thought there would be 33, but there's way more. And yeah. And then the symbol for the Hunger Games is the snake and this, like an Ouroboros, which I thought looked interesting. And I've been streaming for over an hour. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go take a piss and make a cup of coffee. And I'll be right back. I'll play the new intro. And I'll just like loop the intro or something. I'll do something like that. Something like that. I'll play both of the cool new intros. So I'll play the one with Jacob Israel and then the Tommy one, and then we'll be right back.
What you thought? Adam Vice Hop. And who is he? Who he be? We Illuminati. Moving in the dark, keep it out the way. Scheming on the low, master plan and play. Ops wanna talk, but they do what we say. Got the secret code, gotta pay to stay. Got it with the Glock Illuminati crew. Body after body, they don't got a clue.
Y'all know that intro go hard. That intro go hard. So now I gotta finish the cup of coffee.
What you lights hot. And who is he? Who he be? Bitch, we Illuminati. Moving in the dark, keep it out the way. Scheming on the low, master plan and play. Ops wanna talk, but they do what we say. Got the secret code, gotta pay to stay. Got it with the Glock Illuminati crew. Body after body, they don't got a clue.
I got my coffee. So yeah, this year I'm not dropping the VHS box. Every year we drop the VHS box and it's super awesome. This year we're not doing it. But as you can see, we got all the dope VHS boxes, which takes a lot of work, and I don't make any money selling these. I go into debt making these because I jam pack these and hire the artist to create the cool cover and stickers and all that cool stuff. And then last year, I think it was last year, we did the Illuminati Chit Track comic. And it took like a year to write it. It was absolutely incredible. And then it was just so much work that I'm like, you know what, this year I'm not gonna put it out. Plus I kind of got an idea of what I'm gonna do next. So it's not gonna be a VHS, it's gonna be a DVD, classic. And I think I'm gonna make a 2-hour Illuminati DVD, chopped and screwed. So it'll be like a bunch of videos, chopped and screwed, information overload, cool graphics, something you can just hit play and it looks dope aesthetically because it'll bring that chopped and screwed vibe. And it'll be like a chopped and screwed Illuminati DVD. So I think that's what I'm going to work on. Plus the upcoming year, the plans for the channel, what I want to do is I'm going to start putting together documentaries once a month. And I'm talking a full production. We're talking 1 to 2 hour full production documentaries, interviews, and all that with the skills we got over here at the Donut Factory and the team and all that. I think this is going to be massive. I think 2026 is going to be massive, full of information. And the first documentary might be about the smart city. I think I'm going to do it about, because I live in a smart city. And so we're going to maybe go over that. But it's going to be cool. It's going to be tight. And I think it's going to be very successful too. So I think that, and this is not the plan for it to be a success or whatever, but I just think it will. When you know something's going to work and you just know, like, I know this is going to do good and probably get a lot new eyeballs to the channel. Oh, this is espresso. I guess espresso doesn't have as much coffee as a cold drip. I didn't know that. The more you know. And another thing on the agenda is that on Sunday, there will be 2 podcasts. We're going to bring Matt Arrett and Cynthia Chung on the channel. We're going to go over the Rosicrucian Illuminati. We're going to go over Poe, not the Teletubby, Edgar Allan Poe. I wonder if there's a connection there. We're going to bring them on Sunday. And I'm going to be going and podcasting with Paranoid American over on his channel about the dirty pop. The dirty pop can't stop. Yeah, the Mountain Dew. You know the Mountain Dew conspiracy? It's super viral. Even Mountain Dew talks about it and tweets it out. And a lot of like TikTokers talk about it. And they're literally stealing my information, stealing Maverick's information, and putting out videos going viral and not paying homage to like, which is, I guess, part of the thing. But yeah, I guess I'm a little bitter because I'm banned on TikTok. You got Candace on the most popular podcast. I thought that I controlled the media, but she's number one, so I guess she's under my control. And then you got other influencers who are all socialist. They're like coming from like the Bernie bro camp, and they're all viral on TikTok, taking over the conspiracy world. I'm banned on TikTok. I was banned on Vimeo for reasons I can't even say on this channel. And it's just been such a pain in my ass. Just got monetized though. So woo, that's been great. I've been monetized for like, I think 4 months now, which has been wonderful. I'm able to pay my rent. That's good. And what else do I got on the agenda? That's about it. It's those two things. Those are the two things. Banned on TikTok a bunch of times. I was even banned on Rumble before the technocracy took over it. But I mean, being shadow banned and not getting views is being banned as well. What else? Only reason I'm wicked smart. Fred Fury says of Donut and Jacob Ladder. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm very happy I'm monetized, but I'm not counting on it whatsoever. That's why the support over on the Patreon goes a long way. If you want to support the channel, go to the Patreon or become a YouTube member. But check this out. Check out the Patreon. The Patreon looking sick right here. We drop stuff over on the Patreon, cheaper than a bag of Skittles. And I still got I'm got to take this down. I've just been working on this documentary, but I think that if you even go here, you can get a free 7-day trial and watch the new section 1 of the 5-part series of the Wi-Fi Mantis Overlords. It's just looking aesthetically pleasing. All the different documentaries, all that. Get the perks over there. But yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm supposed to get rid of the join for free thing. I forgot to do that. I'm going to do that. So all 700 of you, click that link below and go join the Patreon. If all 700 of y'all went and did that, I'll be able to make the dopest documentaries. And I mean dope, I mean being able to do more stuff. I'm able to pretty much do a lot, but I would like to build a relationship with some of these film programs that are out here, because to buy a red camera, they cost like 70 grand, 70 to 100 grand. I can't afford that. I don't know anyone who can. And it'd be nice to film documentaries with that 8K good vision. It's just something I'm into. And people that watch the channel I think that's one of the reasons why they like the edits, because they are nice. At least that's what Tommy told me that. Tommy Truthful said that he likes my edits. 250K a month would be crazy, right? That evil eye is so cute. Oh, this one? Yeah. So that's fan art. I had fans draw me that. Isn't that cool? Fan art. Shout out to the fan art. I got some sick fan art. I'll even show y'all. I don't have this hanging up out here. It's in my living room, but it's my favorite fan art. I'll show you it. Hold on. Give me a sec. Oh, this one's really cool. This one's hanging up in my living room. Look at that. That's me and Chan on a donut flying through space. And the Illuminati's watching over us. They're like, what are you doing? Look at that. That's Chan. That's back when I had a man bun. Yeah, I had a freaking man bun. This is another fan art that's also my favorite of Chan. Look how beautiful that Chan is. Look how cool that is. How awesome. That gives me lots of thanks and gratitude. I got some more stuff too. I got some more fan art. Hold up. Oh, I want to get these like hung up, but these fan art right here, they're coasters. Look, there's a in there, but like they're coasters. I got 2 sets of these, but it like spells out DOENUT. Look how dope that is. DOENUT. DOENUT. Yo, what up? It's DOENUT. How to flex. Had to flex. Flying donut, Chansters. Oh, we got another super chat. Oh my goodness, this is a huge super chat from Brasilia Mia. Brasilia Mia fed that kitty cat. I gotta feed that kitty cat, Brasilia Mia. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Says, hey, donut. Happy Thanksgiving. Can't listen right now, but we'll save it for later. God bless. God bless you. That is so nice. The cat is very happy. That's very kind. That's very kind. Thank you. I hope I'm saying your name right. Brasilia Mia. Brasilia Mia. One thing I do want to buy is this thing called a Roadcaster. That's what all these famous podcasters use. It's like freaking $500 or something. And it comes with like the microphone. So everyone has their microphone. This is my $25 microphone that I didn't even buy. My friend Intrinsic gave me this one. And the other one I had, which was this, I didn't even buy. My friend Cole gave me that one back in 2008. So I've been rocking with the same mic this whole time. But the Roadcaster will be a better microphone. And then it gives you buttons for sound effects. So I can click sound effects and make cool sounds. And you know that's important. You know sounds are important. God is Love 528 Hertz sent a $5 super chat, a 528 Hertz super chat. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Says, happy Thanksgiving and much love, G. Much love to you too. Let's feed that kitty cat. That is very kind to you. Thank you. This one, me and my cat do. We kick it. We just kick it like this. We in the movie The Godfather, I don't know if you ever seen The Godfather. Thank you so much for the super chat. The Godfather, they gave that guy, Marlon Brando, who I guess was like doing fellatio on someone, like a guy. I didn't know that. That's crazy. But they gave him a cat in the film machine where he's like, oh, I see you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding, and you want me to commit murder. You want me. They gave him the cat because he couldn't remember his lines. So they gave him a cat, and what he's doing is he's looking down. So when he's like, he's reading the freaking script on his lap. So he's like, there's no justice. Isn't that interesting? I find stuff like that so interesting. And that's why I like to dive deep into these books. If you can sit down and read a book, you're going to learn so much more. And something happens. It's so vivid. It's so like your creative faculties start firing off. It's so much fun. And you're able to sit, like it takes some time, but if you're able to just chill and sit and kick it, you're going to have an advantage over the entire human populace, because the entire human populace is addicted to their cell phones and needs to keep moving and moving and grooving and stuff like that. So maybe if you meditate, you're fine. But if just reading a book, it doesn't have to be long, a couple pages, you're really like next level doing that. So here's the Charles Fort book. Here's all my books. Getting wicked smart. Getting wicked smart. Let's see what's going on in the news. You're petting the wrong side of the screen. Whoopsie. Uh-oh. Guard member has died. That's very sad. Let's see what's going on in the news. In the Illuminati news. So yeah, there was this terror that happened. I guess the guy's from Afghanistan, I heard. And we remember that Biden just left all our weaponry over there. Somebody said they probably did that so they can have it for later or something. I don't know. Let me see. Look, see, this is weird. I'm reading about ancient civilization vanishing, and here's scientists say they figured out how ancient civilization vanished, like Atlantis, right? At its peak, the ancient Indus River Valley civilization featured gritty, muddy streets, blah, 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 blah. It's in Pakistan, northwest India. Today, scientists have been trying to explain its downfall. 10,000-year-old civilization. Yeah, so this stuff is kind of, interesting me in my older years. It looks like nothing's happening, really. Tucker dares Piers Morgan to say the F word on camera. Let me see. Nothing's happening, really. Earthquakes happening. Yeah. Ozempic in the news. This was on the cover of the Economist magazine, Ozempic 2.0 on its way. So it's going to be in a pill form. That was what the Economist magazine was hyping up, which seems to be weird. Super weird. Jan is overweight, yes, with all those super chats. Mystery Babylon says, some occultists state that Atlantis was a race of people that was a precursor evolution of mankind. Weird stuff. That is weird. So y'all know about this aristocratic society that created the third realm. It's called the Thule Society. This is why I got banned on Vimeo talking about this. And it's the Atlantis Society. Thule Gesellschaft. And this stuff is nuts. Oh my goodness. We got another $10 super chat from Word Hockey Poet. Says, coffee and espressos are good for the soul. Yes. Happy Thanksgiving and God bless you, Donut and Chan. Thank you. That was very kind of you. Let's feed our kitty cat. Word Pocket Poet, $10 super chat. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now I'm just reading the comments now. And you know what we could do? Maybe we could do these off the cuff shows, just chatting. If people like it, you gotta let me know in the comments if you like this, and I'll continue doing it. And then we could bring on people too, like Clint at Mystery Babylon and Word Hockey Poet. Older Bone says he called it an act of evil. 150 Illuminati, 150 Afghan nationalists, 123 the Order of the Illuminati, 123. That must be some gematria stuff. My cat is meowing. So maybe let me play another clip, because this documentary covering this book, it's a lot of fun. I don't really think I can play a lot of the stuff because it is very offensive. But I think that I can play because it goes into all the different religions. So if every religion, you're all going to be pissed off when you watch it. It's like it got that Jordan Maxwell vibe. Look how cool these clips are. Maybe I'll play the celestial events. Yeah, right here. This is cool. I'm going to play this. I made this graphic. But this is a cool scene that got me thinking, like, what? What's going on? Okay, here we go. God. What displays of the wrath of God had so terrified the populace? Before the plague would break out in an area, people saw lights dancing in the sky at night that were so bright that they would illuminate the ground more intensely than the sun. One sighting, which took place in Rome itself during these years, was of an immense dragon that floated slowly through the sky above the city before plunging down into the sea, at which point an outbreak of the plague began. When Justinian closed all of the last remaining... Yeah, wasn't that sick? Wasn't that sick? Oh my goodness. Oh. Here, let me see what I could bring up. I'll just make this. I made this graphic in ChatGPT. Thought I did a pretty good job because they don't have imagery of this, but this is factual. This is actual history. This happened. They saw a freaking dragon in the sky, and then the plague happened. So they don't have many pictures of this. So I made a picture. The AI made the picture with me. Chan, you want to say hello? Oh, Chan. Oh, Chan, say hello. Chan's got asthma. What's up, dog? What's up? Look at that. He says, thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the super chats. Look at that. Just staring, piercing through your eyes. Yeah, let's collab X Bone. I hope I'm saying your name right. I know you post a lot of Jordan Maxwell content, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. I'm going to put that slide back up because it looks cool while I grab some imagery I found throughout the week. I think that's the best move right now to do, because then I could show you guys some symbolism in the Illuminati news. All right, let's see. I got to figure out how to do this. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to grab a bunch of images. Let me make a new group. Got to group these images of stuff I saw. I'm doing this all on the fly. Just talking points that we could talk about. some of the imagery. You know what? I could show you the imagery while I do it. That might be better. Yes. Yes. So right here, this is an album cover, but it was a blue mist with the UFO. Busta Rhymes, who did that, remember that? Yeah, Busta Rhymes, he came out against the lockdowns for like a day. Then he backtracked it on it, and then he was awarded, like heavily awarded. And he's there at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles parade that happened today. This is a cool image I found of the Bell UFO. So like the Bell UFO, we were talking about the hyperdimensional portals and how Bob, like Bob Alon, Bob meaning a gateway, like a portal, the Bell Project, which is this, National Socialist UFO project of the Die Glock, that was called Project Tor originally. And that means gateway or portal. So the hyperdimensional portals and the UFO stuff is all interconnected heavily, even when it goes into different religions and stuff, just through the different words and all that. So before this plague broke out, the Black Death that regressed society heavily before the Renaissance, they were seeing these celestial wars happening in the sky, and there's paintings and articles about it that was talked about, that's still in the records of these different lights and stuff going all these different ways. And the whole cloud thing's interesting because all the different religions talk about the cloud. And you have this UFO movie called Nope, which is about the cloud UFO. So there could be something with the clouds that's interesting. Very, very interesting. I got some cool images. I always try to find the coolest images. I thought that was a cool one. Oh, I was trying. Thought that would look kind of cool. Everybody's got an Illuminati animal, right? Like David Icke gets to talk about the dinosaurs, right? That's his Illuminati dinosaur thing that he talks about. I get to talk about the dolphins. But there's some pictures of dinosaurs. I thought these are cool pictures. Like, look how cool. I'd be looking for the coolest pictures. You can't tell me these are cool dinosaur pictures. My rabbi told me they're fake, but they're still cool looking. Look at these dinosaurs. This is that long neck dinosaur. It looks like a giraffe. This is a stupid dinosaur. I never cared for this one. I like the Velociraptor. The Velociraptor is the coolest. I don't know if that's a Velociraptor, but look how cool these pictures are. I'd be just looking for the coolest pictures. There's Saturn. I think these pictures look cool. Tell me these aren't like the coolest pictures ever. Oh, so yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that one right there. I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna keep it pushing. There's some stuff I just don't want to talk about. All right, let me see here. Give me a second. Give me a second. So this is the UFO of the cross that Justinian saw before they locked did the big lockdown back during the plague.
Heather.
Yeah, I'm just looking through to see if I can find some cool topics or images to look into for y'all. I think the Vimanas are kind of cool. So in Sanskrit, you got the Vimanas, which are these UFOs. Charles Fort. Well, this has been fun, everybody. We almost at that 2-hour mark. This is just my thanks to you. Happy Thanksgiving. My cat wants to go outside, so we gonna go outside. Much love, and God bless you.